All right, I'm just gonna turn off this layer at the moment. I hear my little kids squealing in the background, so I'm not sure if you can pick that up. Sorry if you do. Okay, so brush tool. We'll basically stick to these top two, but mostly brush. So you probably won't use it again like on a photograph, but if you're doing a graphic, you definitely could use it. I tend to use Illustrator whenever I need anything graphic, but you know, never know. So for this one, you click on a tool, and then this up here will control your brush size. And again, the hardness, do you want it to feel more like an airbrush or not? There's a lot of brushes under here that you can choose from, so that will help you get the gist of it. I'll do something with more texture so it's a little bit easier to see. And I'm on the color black. If I want to change that color, you can change that there. And so you can see here it's a rougher mark. It just depends on how quick you do it, the length of your stroke, as to what kind of texture you can get. Up here, if you're unhappy with what they have, you can go up to this tool and you can get more brushes, but we're not going to be doing that, so just leave that there. Then I'm trying to think of anything else. Up here are different ways for this to look. I tend to control that not with the brush itself, but over here under our different ways of dealing with layers. And so, these blending modes are important, but I would rather be able to control the mark. So for example, this on here, I would rather be able to control it this way, where I have, I can decide and I can change my mind, instead of going up here, making sure it's a linear burn. Yeah, it doesn't quite work the same way. So I would always err on trying to just keep this on normal when you're using it, and later on make sure that your layer itself can be switched with the blending mode. And I think that's, there's other ways to deal with it. You've got opacity, how much do you want, do you want to see through? But again, for me, I typically will let the layer that I'm on dictate that, because again, I have more power. I can never make this full. It's that particular opacity is always going to be there, so I tend not to use these up here at all. I just make sure that all of my marks are on separate layers. I just keep making new layers so that I can control that later. So I always have it at 100%, and then if I want it less than that, I simply change the opacity or the fill. Either way, it does the same thing for this particular purpose. Trying to think of anything else that's really important. I think that's probably it. Yeah, I'm not going to confuse you more. Let's just keep this at that. Just a simple way to use a brush tool.